Good evening, everyone. And now we are live in Autodesk Community Philippines Facebook page and YouTube channel for Master Surface Modeling in Fusion 360. And if you know someone that will benefit from this training, please do invite them to join us. And please do like, follow, and join CAD Community Asia, Autodesk Community Philippines, and Fusion 360 worldwide users. But before we begin with the program, let's start it with a prayer, national anthem, and PSME greet.
In our groups, we have Autodesk Community Philippines in Facebook. And of course, we have CAD Community Asia in Facebook and in LinkedIn. We have Fusion 360 worldwide users, and to all ladies out there who are a Fusion 360 user, we have Fusion 360 worldwide lady users. So I'll be posting the links to our I'll be posting the group links to our comment section. Okay, so let's start this workshop by having our national anthem and a short prayer.
PSME Prayer. Heavenly Father, Maker of heaven and earth, we thank you for the Filipino mechanical engineer, for our profession, and for our organization, the PSME. You have sown us as seeds, scattered here and abroad as PSME engineers, humble planners, designers, and builders of all things mechanical, our proud testament to the glory of your creation. We bring before you the fruits of our profession, forged by the fire and burning passion of the PSME mission. Professionalism, to help us maintain the integrity of the engineering profession. Please keep our hearts true to the highest ethical principles of our field. Service, to enable us to contribute to the enhancement of science and technology. We pray for all Filipino mechanical engineers to work together as one in shaping the economic growth of our country. Motivation, to uplift the engineering profession. Please help us.
Hi everyone, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Don't forget to register for today's or for tonight's session. So this is our third series for Fusion 360 CAD Guru. Okay, so if you miss those, um, the part one or the first series and the second series, feel free to go back or head over to Autodesk Community Philippines YouTube channel and look for the a Master 2D Sketching in Fusion 360. That's our first series. And our second series is Master Part Modeling in Fusion 360. 360. So this tonight it's Master Surface Modeling. Okay, and I'd like to know, no, just post it in the comment section. Are you a first timer in doing surface modeling, or you already know what surface modeling, no? So just just post it in the comment section if you are a first timer, or you already experience, or you already did a project in surface work surface design workspace. Okay, so while I am waiting for your comments, I'll be sharing my screen. Ayan, so hello kay Adrian and kay Ryan. It's their first they are first timers, no? And I already launched my Fusion 360 software, so I hope um yours is already opened. And the note, no, on Saturday, June 12, Fusion 360 will undergo planned maintenance. Okay, so please do check or do your homework ASAP. Okay, so let's start this our learning session. And of course, if you have questions, feel free to post it in our comment section. Welcome to Master Surface Modeling in Fusion 360. I have my blower reference image, and to insert that into Fusion 360, let's head over to Insert tab, selecting Canvas, clicking Insert from my computer, locating the file location of your image. I'm going to left click and click Open. We are prompted to select a face. Let's select our front. Head over to our front plane. Let's move it. Let's now click OK. Head over to our browser, selecting Canvases, selecting Blower Reference, right-click, and select Calibrate. Let's place our first point here. Left-click, and left-click. We are prompted to input a value. Let's key in 9-inch. Head over to our timeline, right-click, selecting Edit Feature. Let's reposition it in our origin. I'm okay with this one. Feel free to reposition yours and then click OK. Let's press L for line, and I'd like to create a sketch on our front plane. Let's left click. Let's place our line here, left click, double left click, and double left click. Let's create a line in the middle of these two lines, left click, and double left click. Hitting escape, selecting this line, right click, and select horizontal vertical. Press D for dimension. Let's dimension this line. Key in 45. This line to be 67. Head over to our constraints and select coincident. Selecting the endpoint of this line and our origin. Press D once more. Let's select this line and key in 9 inch. Let's now click Finish Sketch. Let's create another sketch on our front plane. Head over to our browser, clicking this arrow, selecting XY plane, right-click and select Create Sketch. Let's press P for project. Let's project this geometry and this line. Let's click OK. Press S for sketch shortcuts, typing SPLI, selecting first point spline, left click. Let's trace this out. Left click, left click, left click, left click, left click, and double left click. Let's hit escape. To make it more refined, you can drag the spline points. Feel free to refine yours. You can also add more spline points to have a better control. Just right click and select Insert Spline Point. Selecting the spline and select where you want to insert your point. I'm going to place it here. Notice your new spline point. I'm going to hit escape, press S, typing MIRR, selecting mirror. For the objects, selecting the spline. For the mirror line, let's select this line. And click OK. Let's grab our spline. Let's trace this. And double left click. I'd like to create a spline here for some details. Let's hit escape. Feel free to refine your spline. Press S for sketch shortcuts, typing ARC, selecting 3-point arc. Let's place an arc here. Left click, and double left click. Hitting escape. Let's add a fixed constraint. selecting this or doing a window selection, right click and select Fix. Let's now click Finish Sketch. Okay, hi everyone! Inviting you to join us in meetup.com/Autodesk Community Philippines to get updates on our future or upcoming free online event. So this training is absolutely free with official certificate of event participation and course completion. So you'll be receiving certificate of course completion if you will submit an output. Okay, let's go back. Our next intent is to revolve a surface in Fusion 360. Let's head over to our Surface tab, selecting Revolve. Let's select this spline. For the axis, let's select this line. Leave all by defaults and click OK. Head over to Sketches and let's show Sketch 2. Our next intent is to create a swept surface. Head over to Construct and select Plane Along Path. For the path, selecting the spline and click OK. Let's select this plane, right click and select Create Sketch. Press S for sketch shortcuts, typing ELLI, selecting ellipse. Let's place it here. I'm okay with this one. Let's hit escape. Selecting this ellipse, right click and select Fix. Let's now click Finish Sketch. With this profile selected, we can now create Swept Surface. Head over to our Surface tab and select Swept. For the profile, let's select this ellipse. For the path, let's select this spline. Operation to be new body and click OK. Let's now extrude our arc. Go ahead and grab Surface Extrude. For the profile, let's select our arc. For the direction, change it to symmetric. Let's grab this arrow. I'm okay with this one and click OK. Let's turn off the visibility of Sketch 2. Heading over to Modify tab and select Split Body. For the body to split, let's select this body. For the splitting tool, let's select this arc. And click OK. Let's select this arc, press V to hide. Let's head over to Modify tab, selecting Trim. Let's select this and this. Click OK. Right click, selecting Repeat Trim. Selecting this. For the Trim tool, selecting this. Let's turn off the visibility of our reference image. Reselecting and click OK. Our next intent is to make a solid surface body. To do that, let's head over to our browser, selecting bodies. Let's create window selection. Head over to Modify tab and select Stitch. Leave all by defaults and click OK. Now, we only have body 9. Let's continue. Our next intent is to create a feature here. To do that, we need to create or construct a plane. Head over to Construct and select Offset Plane. For the plane, selecting this plane, moving this arrow. Let's head over to our front view. I'm okay with this one. I'm going to click OK. Selecting this newly created plane, right-click and select Create Sketch. Press C for circle. Let's create a circle here. Left-click on our origin, moving it. Let's key in 48. Press C. Let's create another circle with the diameter of 30. And our last circle, diameter to be 15. Press L for line. Let's create lines. With the vertical inferred constraint active, let's double left click. Let's create another line, double left click. Another line, double left click. Left click, double left click, and double left click. Let's exit out line command. Head over to Constraints and select Symmetry. Selecting this line, and this line. Press D for dimension. This line and this line to be 25. This line and this line, distance to be 43. Heading back to Constraints and select Symmetry. Selecting this line, and this line. Coincident constraint is still active. Selecting this line and our origin. Coincident constraint is still active. Selecting this endpoint and this circle, 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 this endpoint, 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 and this circle. Let's hit escape. We don't need this line anymore. Let's right click, selecting delete, or you can press the delete key on your keyboard. I'm okay with this one. Let's now exit sketch mode. Let's now create surface extrude. To do that, let's head over to surface tab, selecting extrude. Let's select this line, this line, this line, and this line, these circles. Let's move this arrow. Let's key in -5. Operation to be new body and click OK. If you want to add more detail to your hair dryer, you can always go back to our timeline. Let's select our sketch 4, right click, selecting edit sketch. Let's add another lines. Press L for line. Let's create a line here. Double left click, double left click, and double left click. Head over to constraints and select symmetry. Let's select this line, and this line. Grabbing coincident constraint, let's select this line and our origin. Selecting this endpoint and our circle. This endpoint and our circle. This endpoint and our circle. Endpoint, the circle, endpoint, and our circle. Let's give it a dimension. Press D, selecting this line and this line. Let's key in 20. Let's now click Finish Sketch. Now, let's select our last feature or our extrude to right click, selecting edit feature. Let's select this line, and this line. And click OK. If you want to add some details to your hair blower, you can always head up to our timeline and edit or add some geometries to make your model more defined. Okay. If you have questions, feel free to post it in our comment section. Our next intent is to create a detail here. Remember that we already created splines? Let's turn the visibility of that sketch. Head over to our browser, selecting sketches. Let's light or turn on the visibility of sketch 2. Let's create surface extrude. Remember that E is not a shortcut key for surface extrude. E is for extrude feature. Let's head over to our surface tab, selecting extrude. Let's select this spline, this spline, this spline, and this spline. For the direction, let's change it to symmetric. Let's drag this arrow. I'm okay with this. Click OK. Let's head over to modify, selecting split body. For the body to split, selecting this body. For the splitting tool, selecting this spline. And click OK. Let's now select the surface extrude and press V on your keyboard to hide. Right click, selecting repeat split body. For the body to split, selecting this body. For the splitting tool, selecting this. Click OK. Selecting this body and press V on your keyboard. Right click, selecting repeat split body. Selecting this body. For the splitting tool, selecting this and click OK. Let's select the steen feature and press V on our keyboard. I'd like to modify this spline. Let's head over to our sketch to right click and select Edit Sketch. If you want to edit or to control your splines, you can always head back to the sketch where you create your spline. So I'd like to select the spline, head over to constraints, selecting unfix. Let's hit escape. I can now move this. I'm okay with it. Left click, right click, and select fix. If I'm going to edit it, left click, right click, and select unfix. I can now edit it. And if you want to have a better control of your spline, you can always right click and select Insert Spline Fit Point. Since this is the spline that we select, let's place our fit point here. Just left click and hit escape. So now I have a more control to our spline. If you're done, don't forget to right click and select fix. Let's try on this one. Left click, right click, selecting unfix. Let's add a spline point. Right click, selecting insert spline fit point. Let's place it here. Left click, hit escape. Let's move it now. I'm okay with it. Left click and select fix. Let's now finish sketch. Notice the changes. Let's now head over to modify, selecting split body. For the body to split, selecting this body. For the splitting tool, selecting this extrude surface and click OK. Let's select the surface and press V to hide. Feel free to add more detail to your hair dryer. Okay, good evening everyone. Okay, we are now open for questions, no? Just to answer is colonication, how to specify the thickness of the surface. Is it better to set the thickness from the beginning or at the end? Okay, so just to answer you quick, no? So you cannot thicken a line directly to a solid. Okay, so you would either need a sketch profile to extrude the line to a surface in the patchwork space or in the surface tab, no? And then use thicken on that surface. And of course, we'll be having more detailed video. You can just we'll be posting the updates on Monday. Okay, inviting you to join us in Facebook, CAD Community Asia, and to all ladies out there who is a Fusion 360 users, inviting you to Fusion 360 lady users worldwide. Ayan, so good evening, everyone. And you can now claim your certificate of event participation. Okay, to those who are already or still here, no? You can now claim your certificate of event participation. Okay, so just register. We'll be waiting for your name in the form. I'll be posting the the registration link. Okay. So I'll just post the registration link and I'll see you in a few minutes.
What we make makes a world of difference. Designing and manufacturing software doesn't just allow us to see where we're going, it gets us there faster. Rewriting stories for communities, industries, ecosystems. These new stories, they're better, stronger, faster, safer, no longer just about what we make, but about how we can change the world. So for those dreaming up new stories to tell, we salute you. Those who have opened up every sport for everyone through smarter prosthetics design, we see you.
Okay, if there's no question, I hope let's sum it up. We'll be waiting for your messages in meetup.com/Autodesk Community Philippines. Okay, and I'd like to invite everyone on June 25. That's Friday at 7 p.m. for Master Surface Modeling in Autodesk Inventor. So inviting you to join us on June 25 at 7 p.m. here in Autodesk Community Philippines. And don't forget to download the software and register. Okay, so if the registration form for Autodesk Inventor is still closed, don't worry. On the 25th of June, it will be opened. Okay? Yeah, and for our final attendance, let's or comment down hashtag Fusion 360 worldwide users. Okay. Hey, thanks everyone for joining. Just comment down Fusion 3 360 worldwide users for our um, final attendance. And don't forget to message us in meetup.com to claim your certificate of event participation. And once you got your course ID, please do take the time to do a or to enroll. So the enrollment takes only 2 minutes. Okay? Once you're done with the enrollment, kindly wait for a few minutes and Autodesk will send your certificate. Okay? Thanks everyone for joining. And if you have future questions, you can send us in you can send a message in meetup.com/Autodesk Community Philippines. Thanks everyone and we'll see you on 25th of June for Master Surface Modeling in Autodesk Inventor. Bye everyone.